Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh. My name is Amir Rushdi Berunaizu. Metric number 2019228748 from class AM1102A. Today I want to present journal article review on national housing policy. Firstly, introduction. A house is one of the basic important elements that complement the needs of human life. The Universal Declaration of Human Rights, Article 17, bracket 1, state that everyone has the right on property alone as well as in association with others. House is not only important as a shelter or comfort living place but also a symbol of the identity of a person or the nation. A house also can be defined as an economic good or commodity. It also can be a social or collective good in terms of artistic and historical value. The government has a responsibility in providing quality housing and adequate for all its citizens. This can be role to provide suitable and affordable housing for the society, and it become one of the important national agenda. The Malaysian government has introduced various housing policy and programs to achieve the agenda of providing suitable and affordable housing for the society. Policy related to housing development are outlined in the 5-year Malaysia Plan and the longer-term outline perspective plan. One of the objectives of the national policy is ensuring the social provision of the housing sector is enjoyed by the qualified. Historically, housing development in Malaysia can be divided into various stages, namely early housing independent, housing to overcome poverty, third, market focused housing, housing to complete squatter, and last, affordable housing. Secondly, we go to the background. The aim of the national housing policy is to guide and drive the country's housing sector, emphasize the planning, development and management of systematic and efficient housing to create sustainable, resilient, quality and inclusive habitat that the people can afford. The national housing policy is the basis of determining the direction of planning, development of the housing sector in Malaysia. It serves as a guide to all related entities with the planning and development of housing at the federal, state, local, neither the private party. The national housing policy sets out the following objectives. Firstly, provides a framework for the development of the housing sector to assist the government and the private sector in providing housing based on individual demand and demand community layer. Second, strengthen the role of the housing sector in the management of conurbation to promote economic growth and provision of habitat. Third, ensure that the social provision of the housing sector is enjoyed by qualified households. Fourth, promote diversity of household access to housing through ownership and rent. And lastly, emphasize the provision and maintenance of affordable housing for the people. A national housing policy is required to offer the trend and foundation for the policing and improvement of the housing segment by all related ministry, section and organization at the federal, state and local stage, along with the private segment. In consequence, evaluated the housing policy prepared by Malaysian administration is to present. The Malaysian government has introduced various housing policy and programs since 1957 to achieve goal and objective of providing suitable and affordable housing for the society to have the poor people get house. Okay, next we go to policy impact. Malaysia housing policy issue parallel those of several other countries. Analysis of housing policy in the third world country (TWC) reveal a number of key issues: production system, ownership, welfare policy, and improvement of living standard, empowerment, and so forth. All are relevant in Malaysia, so too are the debate about the desirable extent of state intervention, the merit of social housing, and the choice between conventional housing and self-help or self-governing local system. The path social housing can have various meaning. In Malaysia, we can use the term to refer the state-assisted housing for rent or purchase under the variety of schemes. The issue of self-help also certainly has Malaysia dimension. However, that self-help does not work in capitalism and require certain preconditions for its successful implementation. Governmental action in Malaysia have given some support. More generally, access to housing is frequently a function of income and wealth, land and financial system. These have been important in Malaysia as elsewhere. Also important is the control to access, directly or indirectly institutionalized, which in housing allocation system, sometimes via gatekeepers. The question of gatekeeping process has been an issue in Malaysia. The major problem of Malaysia residential housing policy is that it has lost its traditional from the identity. The exist housing program and consequent development do not acknowledge or respect the existing traditional. Instead, they adopt a Western concept, which is essentially foreign to the Southeast Asia landscape due to the chronic and severe housing storage. Government planning and development agency have sponsored many housing programs. However, since the goal is simply to augment housing supply with a minimum concern for a social, traditional, and environment issue as a part of Country Vision 2020. This process has caused unnecessary site clearance or a large number of trees, existing villages, and rainforests for the urban development. Through recognizing the tremendous gains made in the poverty are emerging. Despite the presence of good policy and law, the environment continues to deteriorate and urban centers suffer from the pollution. The delay in the preparation and gazetting of local plan is a major constraint, causing many development projects to be executed sporadically, resulting in conflict of land use. Regarding demographic dynamic and the sustainable development, and much less on the impact of rapid population growth and distribution on environment degradation. Lastly, we go to the conclusion. At the federal level, the need for national housing policy is very crucial for long-term housing planning for the country. This is aligned with government objective to become developed country by the 2020. With the comprehensive national housing policy, the government can control and monitor not only construction of low medium cost housing but also other categories. Proper strategy and program can be outlined since the element lacked in the current policy document to ensure the housing developer to buy more low medium cost housing in incentive given to low housing such as tax relief, lower land premium, faster approval. For example, should be extended to low medium cost housing as well. The government also should set the appropriate quota of low medium cost housing to be built by housing developer. Okay, just that's all from me. Thank you.